Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're doing a really fascinating deep dive, looking at a whole collection of sources, articles, research, some amazing personal insights too, all focusing on, well, one of the most, I guess, enigmatic and captivating artists out there, Aubrey Plaza. Our goal here, our mission for this deep dive, is to really explore the complex inner world of an artist. It's a journey that takes us from her very personal experience with grief, right through to the mysteries in the mind, like dreams, and then, the surprising path that shaped her unique career and, well, her personality. We've got interviews, social media stuff, some really unexpected stories to guide us.
Yeah, it's a great chance to look past the public face and really try to understand the forces that shaped her, from these huge emotional challenges to like the first sparks of her creativity. We're trying to connect those dots for you, the listener, hopefully revealing some universal truths about being human along the way.
Okay, so let's start with something incredibly raw, deeply personal. Aubrey Plaza recently broke her silence on the death of her late husband, Jeff Baena. She called it this emotional elephant in the room. What did that vulnerability really show us about her, especially given how, reserved she can seem?
That's a really good question. It gives us this rare look into, well, the true depth of her strength. And the context around Jeff Baena's death is, it's crucial. He died by suicide in January 2025. Now, they'd been together since 2011, married in 2021, but it's also important to know they'd actually been separated for months when he passed. That adds this whole other layer of complexity to her grief, obviously.
And she's been so candid about it, hasn't she? Describing grief as a daily struggle, which, so many people can relate to that, but then also saying she felt grateful to be moving through the world and even okay. That's a tough space to be in, right? That contradiction.
It really is. And her honesty, plus that gorge analogy she used, really highlighted something important. Resilience isn't about avoiding the pain. It's about finding this profound, often quiet strength and just carrying it. She mentioned watching that film, The Gorge, and described grief as this giant, ocean of just awfulness that's just always there. She talked about how sometimes she wants to just dive into it, be in the pain. Other times she's trying to get away from it, escape it. And that idea of monster people trying to get her from the gorge, that really stuck with her. It's such a vivid way to describe how loss feels always present. It really challenges that idea to just get over grief.
That's such a key point, isn't it? That idea we have that grief just ends. And despite all this, her public strength has been, pretty remarkable. Showing up at SNL 50 in February, just a month after Jeff's death. What was so striking about that appearance?
Oh, it was incredibly poignant. She wore this tie-dye shirt.
Right.
And it was a direct, really personal nod to Jeff. He'd apparently gotten really into tie-dyeing during quarantine, even made them tie-dye pajamas. It's subtle, but it says so much about how she holds on to those connections, even publicly.
Yeah, that detail really makes it human, relatable. She's also talked about her support system, right? Amy Poehler, her funny friends, her dog Frankie. She calls Frankie her therapy dog. It just reinforces that idea. Grief isn't something to get over. It's something to carry day by day.
Exactly. It's about integration, not getting rid of it. And we should also acknowledge Jeff Baena's own creative legacy. He was an incredible writer and director. They made films together, remember? Little Hours, Life After Beth, Spin Me Round. His creative impact was clearly huge in her life. Shows how tangled up personal life and creative work can be.
Absolutely. And speaking of those hidden processes that shape us, let's shift a bit. Let's look at another deep aspect of the human mind, the world of dreams. How do these, nighttime journeys influence our inner world, maybe even our creativity when we're awake?
Right, dreams. They've fascinated people forever, and science has some pretty compelling theories now. One big idea is emotional processing. Basically, your brain uses sleep to sort through the day's feelings, maybe process complex stuff. Often comes out as these vivid, symbolic stories, right? Then there's memory consolidation. The idea that your brain is moving short-term memories to long-term storage while you sleep, locking in learning, filtering out junk. Also, the threat simulation theory. Kind of use dreams as practice runs. A safe space to rehearse dangerous situations, like a survival instinct. And of course, some scientists think maybe it's just random brain signals that our mind tries to weave into a story.
That's wild to think about, all that work happening while we're out cold. And what's really cool within dreams is lucid dreaming, where you actually know you're dreaming and can sometimes even control it. Sounds amazing.
It really is. And history is full of examples, specific ones, of dreams leading to big breakthroughs. Shows the raw power there. Like Kekule, the chemist, dreaming of a snake biting his tail led him to the structure of benzene. Or Paul McCartney woke up with yesterday completely formed in his head, just there. And even Larry Page, the Google guy. Apparently, the initial idea came to him in a dream. These aren't just flukes. They show how deep thoughts and ideas can bubble up unexpectedly.
So what does this mean for you, listening? If you're curious about better dreams, better sleep, there are some real practical things you can try, like sticking to a regular sleep schedule, having a relaxing routine before bed, definitely avoiding screens right before sleep. That blue light, yeah. Maybe keep a dream journal. Jot things down as soon as you wake up. And, managing stress during the day, all this can really impact your sleep quality, maybe even unlock some of that unconscious creativity.
Okay, so we've touched on deep grief, the mysteries of dreams. It's clear Aubrey Plaza's inner world is incredibly rich. Let's pivot now. Let's explore where that unique talent, that persona, actually came from. Her early life, her kind of unexpected career path.
Right, so she grew up in Wilmington, Delaware, which she jokes is the land of Joe Biden. Before she was about 7, she described herself as shy, quiet, lanky, and a really imaginative observer. You can see how that early quiet observation probably helped later embodying complex characters, Her first time performing was at the Wilmington Drama League. Started small, as a chorus tree in Hansel and Gretel. Apparently a memorable debut because she also got her period on stage that night. But the big moment was playing the ugly stepsister in Cinderella. That's when she realized comedy is where it's at, because she got real laughs. She compared it to becoming a vampire-like, finding her power through that reaction. Sounds like a real turning point.
It's a great metaphor, isn't it? Finding her thing in performance. So after high school, she heads to New York for NYU, majored in film, called herself a comedy nerd.
Yeah.
And she dove right into improv at the Upright Citizens Brigade, UCB. Was influenced by people like Neil Casey. That improv background clearly shaped her distinctive style, that deadpan delivery.
And her first industry gig, an SNL intern. But how she got it is just peak Aubrey. She apparently faxed her resume to every single department there.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. And the design department called. They asked if she cared about design. She just said didn't care about design. Hired her immediately. Her job was digging up old blueprints, taking continuity photos during rehearsals. Talk about a weird way in.
It's brilliant, though. Totally unconventional, but it worked. Shows she wasn't playing by the rules from the start. Then she's an NBC page, got fired, or maybe encouraged to leave, for making up sacks on tours. Remember that story about Conan's studio? Telling people it was freezing because of penguins back in 1956?
Classic. Just pure mischief.
Totally. It speaks volumes about her humor even then.
And then that crazy week before Parks and Rec, she was trying out for Judd Apatow's Funny People. Yeah. Casting director Allison Jones sent her over to meet Mike Schur and Greg Daniels on the Office set. She was only like 23, 24. And Mike Schur tells that story, maybe exaggerates a bit.
Oh, the ripped shorts story.
Yeah, saying she was in ripped jean shorts, seemed mad at him, just sat there quiet, and then bam, she gets a call. You're on a TV show. But she had to audition to play herself, which is just wild. So her career just exploded after that, led to some huge roles, and also revealed some really surprising interests that tell you a lot about her.
Yeah, Parks and Recreation, obviously, that's where most of us first saw her. She actually met Amy Poehler on a swing set during promos. Amy called it a playground start. And April Ludgate, her character, the arc from moody intern to finding her place. People really connected with that. Aubrey said the secret to April was this game of not showing anyone that I really care. Which made those rare moments when she did show she cared so satisfying for viewers.
That makes total sense. It's that contrast. And the Andy and April relationship, that felt so natural, didn't it?
Totally organic.
Yeah, apparently it sparked in an episode where they were just left alone in the office. The bullpen. It became their playground. I love that she improvised "I Like It" about Andy's band. And later, she actually went to Mike Schur and said, April loves Andy. He's so not cool. He's cool. Shows that fierce loyalty April had, which seems like a real Aubrey trait, too.
Definitely speaks to her commitment. And the Parks and Rec set had some legendary stories, like Amy Poehler crying all day at April's wedding because she thought it was real.
While Aubrey was worried about her lunch order.
Exactly. And Aubrey's never rewatched the show, apparently. Plus weird guest star stuff, like making out with Patricia Clarkson, though that got cut. Oren, Eric Eisenhower, staying in character the whole time, and her getting Bill Murray to play a dead body.
Oh, and the Chris Bosch prank. What's fascinating there is she pretends to be a hairstylist. He's in the makeup chair, this huge NBA star, and he just doesn't recognize her. No eye contact, nothing.
And she just kept it going?
Yeah, kept it going awkwardly. He never caught on it was her or even a prank. It's just so her, that deadpan commitment.
Perfectly her humor. But beyond Parks, her career has been incredibly varied. White Lotus, Emily the Criminal, Black Bear, really acclaimed stuff. She's worked with amazing people. Robert De Niro, where her character's whole point was basically to sleep with his grandpa looking for action.
Oh.
Ethan Coen on Honey Don't,
Yes.
Al Hartley on Ned Rifle, and that one she played a family stalker in a dark comedy. It won this ecumenical jury prize.
Really? What's that?
It's an award at film festivals for films that promote like human values, spiritual understanding. Kind of unexpected for a dark comedy stalker film. And despite all the acting success, she talks about wanting to direct, but says she's scared, feels too precious about needing something to say.
And then her personal interests, some real quirks emerge there too. She definitely has that witchy vibe, right? Calls herself witch adjacent. Believes in ancestral witches in her bloodline from her Basque heritage. Visited the Zugara Caves, her production company.
Evil hag.
Yep, leaning right in.
And the cackling thing, finds it therapeutic, like screaming, a way for women to work out their rage. Said she went crazy with it on the Agatha set, flying on wires and just letting loose. Plus, she loves basketball. Grew up playing, family was ballin', went to Ursuline Academy, big basketball school. Elena Del Don went there too. Still plays in an LA Women's League. Famously tore her ACL twice, once while playing in disguise. Her team's called the Pistol Shrimps.
Her interests are definitely deep and authentic. Now, there's a really significant health thing we should mention. It undoubtedly shaped her. Aubrey had a stroke when she was just 20, back in 2004. Called it a freak thing. Symptoms were severe, right side stopped working, expressive aphasia.
Meaning she couldn't speak properly?
Right, she could only say the number 16 when they asked her age. Paramedics thought she was on drugs, being so young. She got her speech back in 3 days. First words were "a plaza." Got registered as a disabled student, and her doctor told her chillingly, "Look out, you might have another one." So you say she lives in fearful.
Yeah.
Yeah, a huge reminder of how fragile life is. Must have shifted her whole perspective.
That's incredibly heavy. It gives so much context, really. But through everything, her personality just shines through. She's an introverted artist in a super extroverted business. The opposite of a fic me, someone wrote. Just confidently herself, and clearly cares deeply, even when playing those cool, distant characters. I love that she taught Amy Poehler to just text, "No, a boundaries queen."
Yep.
And her love for teasing, calls it a love language, especially with her close friends, the Bombardo Group, an improv group that turned into a coven. It really sums up her authentic, loyal, wonderfully weird self. So what does this all mean when you pull it all together? This deep dive into Aubrey Plaza's world, it's been this journey through, well, the complexities of the human mind. From facing huge grief, exploring dreams, tracing this unique talent, and celebrating a personality that just doesn't fit neatly in a box.
Indeed. Her story really shows us the resilience of the human spirit, doesn't it? In the face of loss. It shows us those hidden landscapes of the unconscious mind, fueling creativity, and how our quirks, our passions, they really make us who we are. It underlines the power of being vulnerable, accepting yourself, and finding humor and meaning in, unexpected places. So as you reflect on all this, maybe consider, how do you cope with loss? How do you make meaning from your own experiences? How do you express your unique self? Whether it's through sorrow or exploring dreams or just embracing your own eccentricities, it all adds to that rich, sometimes messy, but totally fascinating tapestry of just being human. What new thought about your own inner landscape did this maybe spark for you?
And just on a serious note, before we wrap up, if you or someone you know is struggling emotionally or thinking about suicide, please know that help is available. You can call or text the National Suicide and Crisis Prevention Lifeline at 988 if you're in the U.S. For international information and resources, please check out spotify.com/resources.